Hello everyone, my name is Blastertoad, and this is the operational video for Harriot the Chariot, my early game Space Engineers mining rover. This rover just hit the workshop the other day, and today I'm going to go through some of its features and the proper operation of this small vessel. So a quick overview of Harriot. Harriot is a light rover. She has 3 medium cargo containers and is fully solar powered with just 2 small reactors for that backup emergency usage, just in case you have to power her back up. Okay, 2 small drills, all on the small grid as you can see, and a boatload of useful features, including the LCD layout or readout on the nose here just in front of the cockpit, and then what I feel is some pretty nifty suspension adjustment tricks to make mining a little easier. Sorry for the save screen that just popped up there. I am currently on my survival server. This is all going to be done on the survival server so that while I'm doing the video I can also be collecting resources. If you want to join me on this server, it is open. I am streaming on Thursdays and Saturdays, and you can join me at Toad Sector Alpha. The link is in the description of the video, also on the workshop page for details on how to join the server. Okay, well, let's get started with Harriot, and to do so we will jump into the cockpit. So now that we're here in the cockpit, you can see the 3 LCD readouts. We have on the far left a setup for the hotkeys. So this is the hotkeys for your cockpit. If we turn those on in a second, everything is laid out on that there. Next we have the center panel, so readout for our solar power collection, our batteries, input, output, and stored power, and then the all-important cargo usage. You don't want to be overfilling your miner. It's just a waste of resources. Fill it till capacity, drive home, come back out, make sure you're getting the most out of all your resources. And then on the right, we have this here panel, reading suspension set. That's a very important panel. Lets you know what is happening during suspension adjustments. Okay, let's take Harriot off of this mountaintop here, and then we can get to doing some mining. So this is a bit of a precarious position for our wee miner. So I'm going to try to get down here without incident, but unfortunately no promises. If you're interested in the moon I'm on, it is a beautiful modded planet, moon with 0.35 G of gravity, and it is called Kress, K-R-E-S. It is available on the workshop. Sorry, buddy who built this, I cannot remember your name right now, but I will leave a link to your modded works in the description of this video, because I am very happy with the couple planets I have from you. Okay, it seems that Harriot is doing a half-decent job climbing down this very, very steep face until I lose traction there. Okay, this is actually somewhat impressive, although we are going a little fast there. Ooh. As I said, no promises that we'll be coming out of this without incident. You know, this last little bit, woo, we're gonna... There we go. Now we are down. Nice. Okay, let's head over towards the nice red planet there in the background. Ooh. Show off Harriot's off-roading capabilities here. And we're going to find ourselves some of those nice surface minerals. Woohoo! So, Harriot is not your typical tunnel miner, deep resource miner for planets. Harriot is built for one purpose, and that purpose is to seek out and devour those boulders, like seen in front of us, that hold minerals on the surface. Harriot is a very early game miner. She is not meant to be your main rig once you have resources that you can build either some mining platforms or a dirge or the such. Harriot is just here to take care of these boulders. Nickel I already have plenty of, so we're going to go check out those other two resource boulders and see what we have, because as I mentioned, this is being recorded inside my survival server. Ooh, gold. Never have enough gold, but let's see what that last one is. Unfortunately, right now I am actually looking for iron. As I said, very early game miner. This girl was made from just some hand-mined resources and the respawn shuttle. So what do we have here? We have uranium. Seriously, this whole rock is covered in uranium, if you haven't noticed. I do not need uranium as a surface material. A little closer to the red planet, there are a few more rocks. We're going to head over that way. Ooh. For cases like that, where Harriot starts tilting, tipping on you, all that fun jazz, she is equipped with 2 gyroscopes. Also with the high, very high at 85% friction on the wheel set. Doing some tight maneuvering, she does need gyro-assisted turning. So you may have to help her along while turning. Silicone. What do we have over here? Silicone. It is the sector of silicone. And woohoo! We're going to get a little airborne. And as we're coming down, we're going to reverse the spin on those wheels to slow us down. And we've got iron right there. I know, it's not the most exciting of minerals, but we're going to come over and grab this iron. So, one of the tricks with rovers is even with those nice handbrakes they have, they never quite seem to stay in one place. Even with the handbrakes locked up, she may slide a little bit. So if you can attack your target on a slope where you're constantly rolling in, it's going to give you a very nice steady mining speed, but also keep you from rolling away from your intended target. So now we shall go over Harriot. So sorry for that, the Alt Tab. We're going to head over some of Harriot's features, and we are going to look at the suspension tricks right now. So if we jump back into the cockpit and we view our readout here with all our buttons, we can see number 1's drills. So drills, yay. 2 is the headlights, 3 is the side lights, 4 is ejectors. The ejectors are going to chuck all the stone as you're collecting it. Okay, and those can be turned on or off. And then number 5. Number 5 is to pitch the suspension down. So that's going to pitch the nose of Harriot down. Number 6 is going to lower the suspension, the front and rear suspension, evenly, lower down. Number 7 is going to raise it, so coming up the opposite way. And then number 8 is going to pitch the nose up. Okay, and then number 9 on our hotkey is the antenna. You always want that silent and running mode just in case you see someone else operating in the area. You can keep yourself hidden, stop the broadcasting on that antenna. So let's start off, get our view back centered, and we are going to lower the suspension a bit. So lowering the suspension, we are going to hit 6. you'll notice on comes the yellow indicator lights. The suspension is now lowering, as says the right-hand display there. When it stops, indicator lights go off, suspension set. It is now firmly set at that position that you just set it. So now we can see she has lowered to about midway. That's good and all. Midway is a very nice, stable cruising height, especially once you have some ore in Harriot. So Harriot likes traveling when laden with cargo. Okay, when she is empty, she's a very light ship, so does like to bounce around. She'll fly over the cliffs, that sort of thing. Once she's weighed down, ready to head back home, she's a lot more solid, safe drive. So just keep that in mind. Even if you want to drive her out further ways, you may want to load her up with stone. Then you've got a little bit more solid driving characteristics out of her. And then when you get to your location, turn on those ejectors, start plopping out the stone, start taking in whatever resource you have found. Okay, so now to start into this rock, we are not going to start at this level set here. No, we are going to want to start attacking the top of the rock so that we can get all of it. So if I hit 8, we should start pitching the nose up. So we'll notice the front wheels go down in relation to the body. The rear wheels come up in relation to the body, and that nose starts pitching up. And there we are, a little more, and you'll see the orange lights there indicating that it's currently doing an adjustment. We'll turn on number 1 and we will hit P, and P is going to unlock that handbrake for us. And now we're just going to, nice, slow, steady pace, start attacking into that rock. There we are. Look at Harriot go. Just nom 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 nom, taking out that rock. Okay, so right now the rear end is just a little bit low. Okay, you can see we may even be high centered there. So if I hit 7, that'll raise the suspension. There we go. We can see that back end raising just a tad. There we are. Make it just a little bit safer. Again, under low speed maneuvering, we may have to do a little bit of gyro steering. That's what they're there for. Don't be afraid to use them. Again, the very high friction on these wheels, the slight maneuvering, it's kind of like driving a four-wheel drive vehicle and taking a very sharp corner. You'll feel that hopping. Well, on low gravity worlds such as this, the hopping turns into stopping and just is not fun. Okay, so we can start working in here, and we are going to raise up the suspension just that bit more. And we're going to turn into the center there again. Get those nice tasty minerals for Harriot to chomp on. Careful when reversing out of the hole. When she's driving on top of ore that she's plopping out, she tends to send things flying and can hit the body. So very light bursts of power will keep her safely operating without damaging herself. And if we pop in here a little bit, there we are. Another thing nice about the twin gyros on Harriot is once we start to build a shelf like this at the top of the rock, and you know what, the nose just won't pitch that high off the ground, we can now tilt Harriot to attack that nose. So we'll do a bit of a wheelie here, and we can just tilt her up and attack that shelf. Gyros are a beautiful, beautiful thing. And this way we can take out the whole boulder. Someone won't be driving by and seeing this hollowed out shelf, know you've already hit the area. You can completely destroy this boulder, remove it from the landscape, and no one will be the wiser that you're ever here. So let's get her up a little bit higher, and we'll just let her mount the boulder here. And then she'll slowly work her way through. So we can just let her sit up there, mount the boulder high, and she'll just slowly work her way through. I've not had any issues over the last 2 days of mining with Harriot using this technique. Now if we jump back in, oh, it seems that our middle display is not currently updating. So every once in a while we do have to go into our nice control panel here, and I have quite a few things hidden away, so we're going to click Show Hidden Blocks and come down to Timer Program Loop, and we're going to tell that to start. And that is going to start up our center display, make sure everything is running nice and smooth. There we are, 27% capacity and 80% battery, so we should be good for a while. And look at that, just a few minutes in, and Harriot has already half devoured this resource rock. And we're going to come in, mount high again, and let her fall through. There we go. And then a little bit of gyro steering to level out that area right there. Woo! And she hit some of that ejected ore. So I haven't come across any damage yet on Harriot, although that's something I will have to be watching for. Just nature of miners in Space Engineers right now. They do tend to receive a little bit of damage. And we're going to raise that back end up again. There we go. And just as we can lower the rear to raise up the nose, we can also lower the front. So with 5, we can start pitching the nose down. So let's get back in our cockpit view. Gonna hit 5, and pitching nose down. The rear end hops just a little bit, but hey, is the nature of the beast. And now we've got a lower attack angle to take out that section of the boulder. Look at that, we got her ground down right to the bare earth on the planet. Well, moon, whatever. So right now, Harriot has only been tested here in the survival world on a 0.35 gravity planet, or moon. I have not tested her yet on the full 1G of a planet. So beware if using her out on planets. Also, Harriot only has a oxygen tank. She does not have her own oxygen generator or ice processor, depending on what you want to call it. So just keep that in mind. She is meant for low oxygen environments. Very purpose-built to this planet. This ship was built here on this planet for this game and never tested elsewhere. This is 100% built in survival, kind of stream of thought build process. So she's only been tested here. She was made for working on this low oxygen planet. Has a air vent in the nose under those displays to compress the unbreathable low oxygen environment into a breathable high oxygen tank. But yeah, that's that. A little bit of gyro pitching. We can get through these boulders. And then I'm going to do 7 to raise up my suspension. Once you want to get her level again, just raise the suspension all the way up or lower her right out. That's the only way I have right now of getting the suspension level. And you do have to go through the process a couple times. Hit the button, let it do its 3, 4, 5 ticks up. And there we are, now we're at full suspension. And then I want to lower her down 1 by hitting 6. And we're going to get that nice, not quite full height, but good, solid ground clearance there for cruising, lower her center of gravity a little bit, make her less tipsy while heading back to the base. And how are we doing for inventory space? We are only 50% full here. Again, with just the 3 medium cargo containers, this ship is built for a 3 times inventory world, which is what we're running here on Toad Sector Alpha. So again, open server, feel free to join me here. The details for the server and links for setup instructions to get on the server, since it is home hosted, are all on the Keen Software House forums, and those will be linked in the description here, as well as the mod link for the planet or moon crest here, the high uranium planet moon, whatever, at 0.35 gravity. And there we go. Pretty much got all the resources out of here. We could tip her nose down a bit again, just to get that last little bit. But, you know, I'd much rather go attack our next rock and head home with a couple different varieties of resource. So go hit one of those nice silicone rocks we saw on our way over here, or even that one containing gold. So there you have it. That is the operations of Harriot the Chariot, my early game miner. Again, she's meant for very early operations. I don't think she will turn out to be my end game miner. Just doesn't quite have enough storage, but very happy with how she's turned out, especially for an all survival build. So built in survival, for survival, and with those few fun little toys in it. I hope you enjoyed watching the video. Again, if you'd like to join me on the server, that's Toad Sector Alpha, a home-hosted server, so dedicated server running off my PC so I can maintain it a little better. And the description for setup and joining, or the link for setup and joining, will be in the description of this video. So, hope you enjoyed the watch. Hope you enjoy playing around with Harriot on your own servers. And then, hey, maybe I'll see you here on Toad Sector Alpha. Have a great day, night, morning, whenever you're watching this. And hope to see you in space.